What's happening, YouTube? This is Brian916. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and as always, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to show you guys a couple of tools that I picked up. So we're going to come over here to the end table on my tool cart, and I'm going to show you guys the tools that I picked up. But before we do that, let me show you guys the update on the shop, and then we'll come over here and take a look at the tools. Oh, just about done. Got most of the walls and everything busted out. You could take a look up here where we used to have all that heat shield and everything. Got all that removed and got that torn down. They had long bolts and little brackets to hang, I don't know, water or lighting and things like that. So all that stuff's gone. This piece up here, I'm gonna have them tear just this section down and bust that out, but there's a pipe running along here that has the electrical wires in it, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Otherwise I'd have to shorten it and run it along there, and you know, it's gonna cost extra. I'd have to pay an electrician to do that, so I'm just gonna leave that like that, paint it, maybe put a banner up right there, try to clean it up, make it look neat. I am gonna have them demo out the rest of that. So that's how we're looking in the shop. Of course, the trash just came and picked up today. So I got all the stuff removed. It was filled to the max, and this is what we got left material-wise. So he said don't worry about it, he'll dispose of it. So that's that. Also got a little bit of work done in the bathroom. Installed a new toilet in there, cleaned the sink up and everything. Got it all disinfected and cleaned up. So everything's coming along here at the new shop. Everything's looking good. So pretty soon I'll be able to get all my inventory lined up out here and get my lifts up inside the shop. So getting close to being able to open my doors and make some more excellent content for you guys. All right, guys, so I picked up 3 tools. In fact, one of them was a gift by my wife for our 11th year anniversary, and I'll show you that last. But the first thing that I picked up is a Wright tool, and it's one of these 1/4-inch drive ratchets with a 3/8 drive square on it. So you can see this is a Wright tool, and of course the Wright tools are always manufactured in the United States. So there's the USA stamp on it, and as you can see here, it has the 3/8 drive on a very small ratchet. So these are very handy for any auto technician to have, to be able to get into tight clearances. And where these shine is in cases where your 1/4 drive may max out at 14 millimeter or 15 millimeter, but let's say the fastener is a 16 or 17 millimeter, and then now you got to go up to a 3/8 drive, but you don't have that 3/8 drive clearance. So I'm going to compare this to some of the other 1/4 drive ratchets that I have, so you can kind of see that this thing's pretty small to have a 3/8 drive square on it, 3/8 square drive. So you can see here that this is actually, the Wright tool is actually the smallest out of all the 1/4 drives. And see, for example, let's say that this is a 15 millimeter. As you guys can see, this is a 15 millimeter 1/4 drive socket. So usually the 1/4 drives go up to about 14 or 15 is what most technicians may have. But what if you get in a situation where you still need that 1/4 clearance, but let's say it's a 17 millimeter socket. So let's grab this 17 millimeter socket here, and let's put this on my Wright tool. So you can see I still have that 1/4 inch clearance that I need, but I got it on a much larger socket. 3/8 drive. This is the largest 3/8 drive shallow socket that I have. This 23 millimeter, and you can see that we can get this on there. See, we got this big 23 millimeter on this small quarter drive ratchet. So, you know what, I didn't have one of these, and I've been eyeballing it for a long time, and I finally found one where the price was right. This was like 23 bucks on Amazon. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. The only other company that I knew that sold the quarter drive ratchets with the 3/8 square drive was Snap-on. And I always try to look around and see if I can find another decent quality tool at a much more affordable price. And it looks like I was able to find that with this Wright tool. Okay, so the next most recent purchase are these Tecton angle wrenches that I picked up. And believe it or not, I had to actually wait to get these. I had to put my name on like a waiting list, if you will, to be able to pick these up, because they sell out so fast. And I think the reason why they sell out so fast is the design. It's not the same typical angle wrench as most other angle wrenches. You see this exaggerated curve right here on the other end, where it almost looks like the wrench is like flipped around backwards almost right here on this end, and that allows you to get around obstacles. I'm going to compare it to another angle wrench to sort of give you a vision. All right, so here's a Mako wrench. This is an angle wrench, and I'm going to compare it to this Tecton angle wrench so you can sort of see the difference here in design. So you can see that this one is just sort of straight on this end, and then we got the angle up on this end. And most of your angle wrenches are this way, but you can see the Tecton one is a lot different in design. It's got this exaggerated curve right here to allow you to get around obstacles a lot better. So let's just put these side by side so you get a close-up. All right, so here's the close-up on the two angle wrenches. So you can see, I don't think anyone else has angle wrenches like this with this design, where the wrench is sort of curved out this way instead of going straight, just to give you that much more of an angle to get around an obstacle. So I picked these up from Tecton. All right, so this was my Tecton angle wrench set that I picked up. I don't know if I mentioned, but these go from 8 millimeter to 19 millimeter, no skips. And they do have an imperial size or SAE size for you as well. So let's pull out the last and final tool. All right, guys, last but not least, I got this Snap-on long handle 14.4 volt electric ratchet. Like I stated, my wife bought this for me for our 11th year anniversary. Completely caught me by surprise. I didn't know that she knew I wanted this tool. This tool actually came out about a year ago, I think, and I wanted it then, but I just really couldn't justify paying 500 bucks for this tool. So I've been waiting around hoping that maybe Milwaukee or Ingersoll or maybe even Harbor Freight would sell an electric ratchet that has this long neck on it. But no need, because I guess my wife knew that I wanted this and bought it for me for our 11th year anniversary. Let's get this tool out so I can show you guys. You guys have probably seen this tool by now. It's not the latest Snap-on tool. This came out like last summer, I think. And I know other YouTubers may have done a review on this, so I'm not gonna do like a full review, just kind of showing you guys my new little mini tool haul. All right, guys, so here's everything that came in the box. I got my charger, of course the cord, got two batteries and the tool. So I haven't charged it yet, so this stuff came, you know, right out of the box just now. So I'm gonna slide it in, see if this battery has any juice, and just sort of get a feel for this thing. Okay, so it's got like a variable speed trigger on it, which is pretty easy to control, by the way. You can really get this thing real slow. And then there's a little LED light right here, which is nice. You don't really get lights too often dealing with electric ratchets. Also, I can tell you this thing right now is way faster than a Harbor Freight Earthquake electric ratchet that I've been using. And that's kind of my biggest complaint with the Earthquake, is that it's a lot slower than some of the other electric ratchets. Here's the Earthquake right here, and here's the difference in length on these two guys. And then I'm gonna squeeze the trigger, and this battery is fully charged, by the way, and I'm gonna squeeze the trigger and we can see the speed difference. And this battery is not fully charged, and we'll check the speed difference. So I don't know if the camera can pick that up accurately, but there's a huge difference in speed. And I'm sure once I get this battery fully charged, it'd probably be a lot faster. And so that's always the biggest gripe when dealing with electric ratchets versus air ratchets. The air ratchets are much faster if you're trying to get a job done, especially if you get paid on a flat rate system. You know, you want a tool that is gonna buzz those bolts in and out. This came just in time. I was looking to upgrade anyway from the Harbor Freight electric ratchet. Not that it hasn't been a good ratchet, it has, but I think the battery is going out on the one that I have, and I just didn't want to buy another battery, and I just wanted to look to upgrade on something just a little bit faster. Like I said, that was my only gripe with the Harbor Freight one, was just that just spun a little bit too slow. Okay guys, so thanks for coming on this little tool haul. These are the latest tools that I picked up. Also, I want to give a special shout out and a thank you to my wife. All right guys, this is Brian916. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. Heading out to one of the limousine places that I service. Actually, I service two limousine companies, and they actually referred this company to me. So I've never really done any work for this particular company before, but I'm gonna head over there. They got a check engine light on, and so I'm gonna take a look and see what's going on. All right, so we're gonna pull in right here. All right, as you guys can see, I got Dez with me here, rolling out to looks like maybe a new limo account. So we're just gonna grab some diagnostic equipment here and head on in there. All right, so we're inside our Chrysler 300 Stretch. What year is this? 2014. I was gonna go ahead and check this thing out. See what kind of codes we got. Got a misfire code. It looks like a fuel pump control circuit open code. Both stored. All right. Well, we heading home, guys. We got that limo diagnosed. We heard some noise in the valve cover. Well, Des heard some noise in the valve cover, so we went ahead and pulled the valve cover off. I actually went and ran an errand, and Des pulled the valve cover off. And what'd you find, Des?
I found some damage to the lifter, the rocker arm, and also damage to the cam lobes.
So it's pretty severe engine damage. He's gonna need a new cam, one lifter, and one rocker arm. So after doing some research on that particular Chrysler engine, it's pretty notorious for that same problem, and it's always on the right bank. It seems like on every vehicle, every Chrysler vehicle of that particular engine, it has that same issue. So this one's no exception. So we'll have to quote him a price on that. If he wants to do the major engine repair on that limo, we'll bring you guys along. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Brian 916. See you on the next one.